but anyway, I'm back. I'm doing a dry run, so I'm not actually printing anything, but it's doing a print cycle on a tower. And basically, I need to update that link. I can't do that. I'll get a link for this, I think. So basically at the moment I'm printing dry run, which means I've got no heat turned on at all. Well, the hotbed and the heat nozzle is not turned on. So I want to see if the left z-axis motor and the right z-axis motor stay in synchronisation with each other, because what I noticed was happening with tall prints was that I had to keep levelling the bed by simply rotating the motor on the right or the left, mainly the right actually, to compensate for the. Because you see, the motor on the left, actually that one comes into contact with the end stop switch, obviously. So that one's the end stop switch one. So it's pointless moving the left one. It's the right one that has to be corrected. So this tower is actually it's 150. Oh, is it 150 millimeters? I can't remember now. Yeah, it's 150 millimeters tall, and it's 1 inch in diameter. Well, it's not. I'm not actually printing this tower. I'm just simulating printing it because I don't want to waste filaments for the sake of it. But it's a 22-minute job, so this is basically where we are at the moment. We're about 1/3 the way up. I'm going to let it climb to the top and do the whole tower, because it's during this period that I normally see errors. Now I changed the values in the firmware to from a 100 for the z-axis acceleration. I changed it from 100 to 50, and it does appear to be running slower now. What I forgot to do earlier was I actually forgot to go into the Repetier server web page and import EEPROM settings, where it says auto detect values from firmware. I forgot to click on that, so I probably didn't import them into the Repetier server software. So anyway, I've done that now. I imported the settings, and then I just went to the top and I saved the configuration. So basically just your wait now and see what happens. But this print takes 22 minutes, so I mean you could skip to the last, well, you could skip forward to about 20 minutes, and then I should have some kind of result, because I've got to home it again and check the bed leveling. It's still the same on both sides. So it's moving up pretty fast because the wall of this tower is really 4.4 millimeters thick. So it literally does the wall. It does one layer of wall between now and now. So it's actually moving up very fast right now. Which is a pretty good test, really. I don't think I could print any faster unless I did something that was about, what, half an inch square. I definitely seem to have slowed it down on the Z acceleration because it's not whipping as much as it was before. So there shouldn't be as much of a surge on the stopper either, so the motor should be able to keep up now. Anyway, as I said, the test isn't about the quality of the print on this one, it's just about steps getting out of alignment with the actual bed. So I won't know that until I home it again. Actually the camera is actually at the back now, and it's not showing it, is it? Maybe I need to move the camera a bit more back. You can't really see the print head now. See if I can move it over the way. Getting pretty tall, is that? Camera's moving now. Hang on a minute. Right. Looks like the camera's in midair. It shouldn't be long. We should be finished in a minute. Doesn't look like it's done cockeyed on me. Hard to tell, but it looks much more level than it usually is when it gets to this point, which usually, you can usually tell, it usually looks, the bars that run across the x-axis bars usually look a little bit cockeyed. Mind you, I don't know, there might be a bit, but can't really see properly because the frame's not exactly square anyway. According to this, I'm on 662 of 750. Well, it says we've got 3 minutes and 43 seconds to go. I want to keep a close eye on the actual altitude. It's probably going out of frame again, nearly. I'm just glad I'm not printing anything, because last time I printed this tower, this thin tower, chest tower I called it, it kind of started wobbling at this around here because it was so tall, it was thin, and it wasn't, I didn't put it on a raft, you see. So. Right, so it's 2 minutes to go. One minute 23. Oh, that's weird. It's finished early. Oh, right. Why didn't you do that? I don't know. Maybe I've got some maximum set somewhere. It said there was a minute to go, but there wasn't. Alright, so that finished. So I'm gonna home it and see where I am. On the Z. I'll probably move the camera again. Disable my steppers. Oh, it's still touching so far. That's good. Hey, it's still touching the bed. That's good. It normally wouldn't be doing that at this point. It would have would be a huge gap on the right hand side. It's looser there because the bed's always a bit looser on the edge. Oh, there's hope. So slowing the Z acceleration down has improved it. Right, so I wonder if I can slow it down a bit more. That might improve it even more. So if we go to, I'm probably going to, at some point, I probably need to get a new stepper because I'm pretty sure that one of these steppers is weak. I don't know why. probably just badly balanced or something with the other one. I don't know what it is, but because they appear to be in separate sockets. I don't know if they're both run by the same MOSFETs. Maybe I've got a bad MOSFET, I don't know. If they're run by separate MOSFETs, then it's possible that one of the MOSFETs is weak. So I changed this value here from 100 to 50, so let's change that to 40. Oh, I think we go to 30. I put 30 there, and I also changed this one to 50. Z-axis travel acceleration, let's put that at 30 as well. So I've changed both my Z-axis acceleration and my Z-axis travel acceleration to 30. I mean, let's face it, it's only travelling in one direction, it's just going up, it's not moving horizontally or anything, so I think a low number is probably better. And I'll probably at some point print that tower again, but not yet. It does feel a little bit weaker on the right though. It does seem a little bit it's not gripping the bed as much on the right as the left. So what I'll do is I'll just add a bit more pressure to the let's see which way do I go. I want it to be so that when I can't push the paper. I want it so I can't push the paper, but I can pull it, you know, without it tearing. Go to the left. I think I need to actually adjust my end stop just a bit because it's a bit tight on the left now. Just go down a bit more. Click on that. I'll just rehome the Z a minute. Right, it's too loose now. Let's go to the right because I've adjusted my end stop switch. I'm just going to bring that off so I step along. Bring that down a bit more. I've gone too far now. I want it the same in the middle on both sides. Right, so I just need to bring that back a tad. Home Z again. A bit more. I want to get this as accurate as I can because it's easy to check it when I do that tower test. Right, it's touching in the middle. I've gone a bit too far, I think. That's it. Quite tight in the middle, it always is. What I really want is these two pulleys to line up, you know, with the screws on the Allen key screws on the side of these pulleys. When they're lined up, it's going to be a lot easier to see if it's moved. I've come down quite a long way there, but down just a tad. Right. Alright, I'm going to do because when you heat the bed, it affects the expansion. The bed expands slightly, so it gets tighter. So I'm just going to do another cold run test on it with this tower again. I've got the camera at the back of the printer at the moment, so I don't knock it. Right, so I'm going to run this tower test again. Right, it's still on cold run, or dry run. I can turn the fan off actually. Doesn't need the fan in dry run mode. Oh, did I actually? Oh, I've just remembered something. I've got to stop it a minute. Hang on. I forgot to re-import the settings. Duh. I forgot to get settings from EPOM again. Come on, stop, will you? Right. So, I need to get the settings from the EPOM. I forgot to do that. Right. I changed it to 30, you see, to the 50 on the acceleration, and I didn't save it. Right. Alright, I've done it now. We're still on cold run, so dry run. I think. Yeah. It definitely is running slower on the Z. I can actually see the holes on the Allen screws now, and I can actually keep them on my eye. I can see if they get out of step with each other now. I couldn't see that before because it went so blooming fast. So after this, I'll probably do an actual print of the tower with the heat on and everything, and we'll see if the tower leans or anything. Because when it leans over to one side, it means that it's been getting a little bit more filament on one side, and it tends to warp it a bit. I noticed that before because I printed a test print of the tower before, and it was slightly tilting over to one side. So if I can solve that problem, then I can eliminate another factor that might be causing issues with the y-axis being out of alignment. Maybe that, I don't know, I don't think that's the cause of that, but I think it's just better to get rid of all the problems that kind of build up on you, and it just gets a bit overwhelming, you know. You get too many problems, and then it's just like, God, I wish I had another printer, you know. You get to that point where you just get really frustrated and you want to chuck the damn thing. There was a point about, 8 months ago, not long after I got the printer off this guy, and it was a complete wreck. It had been damaged in the post. You know, postman, the delivery service had completely wrecked it, and I spent hours and hours fixing the frame and doing all this and that. Then I had problems with the alarm going off because the thermistors weren't connected. I had problems with the heating of the extruder more than once. One time the heat wouldn't come on, and the thermistor went wrong. And one day I just felt like paying someone to drive over the damn thing with a truck because I was just so annoyed with it, you know. But I'd rather give a truck driver 50 quid to drive over the damn thing than deal with any more problems, you know. It just got to that state where I was really annoyed with it, you know, because as fast as I fixed one thing or something else went wrong on it. But, you know, I bought a new extruder hot end for it last week because I got sick of the other one. There was carbon problems with the crimping on the connectors. So I'll put it now. So So here's the hot end that I took off, and I've cleaned it all up. I cleaned it all up, and I rewired it, and I scraped the filament wires that come out of the heating element. I cleaned it up with a knife to get rid of the carbonised wire, the dirt, and repapered it, and I made some new crimping out of some bits of copper plate that I've got, thin copper stuff, you know. Re-crimped the wires, wrapped it in Captain tape and heat shrink sleeving, and it's all fixed, ready as a spare now. But I'm going to use it just as a spare, because I'm not going to risk it putting it back on and having more problems with it, because I've got a new one on there now, so. I'd rather take my chances with a new one than one that could actually quit on me again. So I sort of keep that one as a spare now, just in case this one ever goes on me and quits on me, whatever. But so far, these, you can't see them because the camera's behind the printer, but so far the Z-axis driving rods connected to the Z-axis motors, they both appear to be staying in step with each other. I can tell because of the holes for the screws. There's actually 4 holes on these couplers, and they seem to be staying completely in step with each other right now, which is really, really encouraging. I'll know better when it gets nearer the top. And if it does go out of alignment near the top, then I'll know there's a problem somewhere with some kind of a binding problem. If there is a binding problem with the threads on the nuts near at the top of the machine, if that shows itself, that problem shows itself, then I'll know that there's what to solve, what to sort out. But at least the motors are staying in step with each other right now, which is good. I need to put some light on me, it's getting a bit dark in here. So we're winning slowly, I think. Yeah. I'm going to find a glove because I want to rub that grease up there a little bit better. Oh dear. I'm just putting a glove on because I don't want to get grease all over my hands. I just want, there's a blob of grease I put on this shaft and it needs working into the threads a bit. It's still in step. I think I've hit the right number. 30 on the Z acceleration is so much better than 100. Well, time will tell. I mean, if after printing several things, or after printing stuff for over a week, if it stays in step, I'll be so happy about that, because it's so annoying having to recalibrate the Z-axis all the time, every time you start printing something, simply because it's been kicking itself too hard. I've actually been 3D printing some parts for them in lathe, and this is a chuck I printed, 3-jaw chuck, and it actually works pretty well. I'm just looking for my key. It works pretty well. Oops, I've lost one of my things. I haven't got all the parts in it yet. I haven't finished. I need some proper screws to hold these things in. Right, it actually works. Doesn't grip super right, but it's only going to be doing plastic work anyway. I just want to make a lathe, a mini lathe to trim up plastic, round plastic things and trim bits of plastic off certain things. It was really stiff when I first put it together, and I put some WD-40 in it, and I've been running it backwards and forwards, and it's eased off considerably. It runs so much better now than it did. I actually acetoned all the parts individually to shine them up and make them glossy looking, on the sides. And it's made it run so much better than grinding itself into bits, and it doesn't grind itself anymore because it's shiny. So it's running pretty well. So I have to do a gearbox for it. I need to make a gearbox for it, and then I want to get a frame from the engineering firm. I'm going to get a frame. I need to get a stand, a bed for it, because before I start building the gearbox, I need to know how long it needs to be and everything. So I need to get the gearbox 3D printed. So I've got a rough idea of how long it needs to be. Then I can start to get the metal rods and screws and put this thing together properly. I've just basically tacked it together temporarily, so just to test the chuck out, because I'm so eager to see if it worked. It does work. Anyway, let's have a look at this, see how far. Oh, it's still in step. I can tell from the pulleys that they're both in sync with each other still, so that's really good. Of course, the question is, does it get out of step on homing? If it gets out of step on the homing process, then I need to slow that down as well. So before I home it, I think I'll check to see if the speed on the homing is actually any faster than what it is on the normal acceleration going up. Or does the actual acceleration on Z actually slow the homing down as well? I don't know. I have no idea. Well, I think we're nearly there. It says 3 minutes 49 seconds, but I would say it's going to be like 2 minutes 44 seconds, 2 minutes 30 seconds. Because it seems to finish before it actually gets to the end for some reason. I'm not sure why. It might be because it's reaching a maximum Z altitude. I'm not sure what I've got it set in the firmware for the maximum Z. So I assume it ends when it hits the end range. I might have got it set for 150 or 149 or something silly, or 140 in the firmware. I don't know. I thought it was set for 180 actually. It should be set to something like that. But I don't want to go that high up anyway, because I'm worried about my cables getting caught, Oh even the printer head catching on the thing that's holding the filament, you know, that's another thing that could happen. But we're almost there. To the maximum height. A bit of glob of grease on the side there. I want to get it on. Move that below. It's important to keep the rails lubricated, I think. I think it's nearly done. Well, the estimation seems to be more accurate on this drum. Seems to be. Well, great, we're there. Well, I'm going to check my I'm just going to see what homing speed this is set at. Well, the homing speed rate is only at 2, so I assume that's alright. I don't think I'll mess with that. It says Z max length is 180. Maybe I should change that really though, because I have got some things higher up that might be in the way of going any higher than that. So maybe I should change that to 160 for safety reasons. I don't know. Z max length. Yeah, I probably should. I'll put that at 165. I just want to be on the safe side. I don't think I'll ever print anything that big anyway, above 165 millimeters. I've never had to do so far, and if I need to do, I can obviously. So it's a bit of a risk for me though, because of the because I've got the spool holder just below the print head. If it went too high, theoretically it could catch on there. I don't know if it would or not, but I'm not going to risk it. I'm at 160 now, and I don't think I want to go much higher than that. I've got my settings backed up saved anyways, so if I need to recover settings I can always do that. I don't know what the rest of this stuff means, so I'm going to leave it alone. Well, I know some of it is, but not all of it. I tend not to mess with stuff I don't know what it is unless I ask somebody first. You know, it says this extra 1 acceleration, it says 5,000, I have no idea what that is either. That seems pretty high, whatever it is. Right, so I need to get those new settings I've just done. Save that. I think I need to do an actual print now, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to home it. Well, I'm going to see if this gets out of step when I home it, because it looks like it's not out of step yet. So I'm just going to home Z. It looks straighter than it did last time, that's for sure. I want to be right in the middle. Right, disable steppers. Let's see if I'm actually still touching the bed. I am. That's better. It's exactly the same as it was when I started, which is really good. It wasn't that before. Every time I printed something that tall, it was always out on this side, on the right side. Well, it's the left according to the camera, but you're looking at the printer from the back. But this is tight, and it wasn't before, so reducing those, and it's actually good. So that's made a big difference. So what I'm going to do now is actually put some heat on and print a real tower now. So I'm going to put the heat on. get the bed warmed up. I need to leave my paper on to keep the heat in a bit while it warms up. And just home it all. And I'll do an actual tower now, a real one. When it warms up. Oh, I've still got the dry run on. Oops. Hang on a minute, I have to press the stop button to reset that. Right, now let's put the heated bed on. Right, I've turned the dry run off. I'll just check the ecom settings are still saved, like the way that they were. Make sure nothing's gone. Yeah, that looks like it's definitely been saved. I was saying earlier on the forum, actually, I was thinking about putting belts on using just one motor for the Z-axis and putting belts between that motor and the rotating threaded rods. Well, it occurred to me, actually after thinking about that would require me to use a continuous GT6, a belt, a continuous timing belt. Well, that would pose a whole bunch of problems because I would need 165mm belts on each side, and yeah, I looked on eBay and you can't find anything that size, so that wouldn't work unless I used longer belts and then had a bunch of gears and everything on there, and that's going to hurt. That would be a nightmare, so I'm so glad I'll be able to do this without doing that upgrade or that modification, because why is my wire so tight? I thought it should be quite loose on here. I think I need to I've got some wires tied up in cable ties. I think I need to loosen a bit more wire actually, because it's going to break. If it keeps bending, it's going to wire break on me or something. I'm going to have to do some cable management. I'll have to do some more cable management because I haven't got it right since I put the new hot end on. I'm thinking about moving the cable around the back as well. I need to put a bit more slack in it. I don't know why it's gone so tight really. I need more. Oh, I know what it'll be. It's because I've got it tied. I've got the blue wire cable tied when it shouldn't be. It should be up here really. I could cable tie it up here instead of down there, then it would give me some slack. That's probably what I have to do. Captain tape's not going to give. I'll just do it later. There's no rush. I think Ray must have gone out. got some coffee cake at this thing I went to earlier, so I'll just have a bit of that. Well, I'll be really interested to see how this tower turns out. Oh, I just remembered. I need to put a foundation down here because it's going to fall over on me if I don't. We don't want that happening, do we? Right. The bed's already up to, I don't know. It's probably that. I don't want this stuff bubbling on me when I put it on. Come out, bugger, it's... Oh, my needle's blocked again. Hang on, take the damn thing off. The tower will fall over if I don't put this ABS glue down. I'll stick it. It won't fall over with that. Why did I put my tissue paper on? Right, we're at 93 Celsius. I'm just waiting for this bed to warm up. So we're going to do a proper print this time and see if this tower comes out wonky. That's going to be fun. Well, not really, but interesting at least. I'm just swapping over these glue needles because it was getting coagulated on me and the needle was getting clogged up, so I've had to swap them over with the clear acetone and flush the needles out, otherwise the flipping thing just clogged up on me. Damn it, I just worked across the room. Well, I hope I didn't squirt ABS slurry all over across the room. I don't think I did. What did that go? Oh, no, serious. So, 100. A 102. Yeah, I'm going to make some pen marks on. Actually, let me think. It might be an idea to get some tape on these rods. So if I put some little tape flags on here. Oh, of course, it's not going to stick very well with all that grease on it, is it? But if I put grease at the bottom, well, I could put it around the. Should work. Ow! That's hot. Hurt my hand. It's worse when you burn the back of your hand, I tell you. I'm just trying to make some little flags that makes it easier for you to see what's going on. Of course, these little bits of tape could unravel, and which would make them useless anyway, but I'm mainly going by the screws actually on the motor mounting. It's nice to see a little flag whizzing round. Oh, 112, wow! Right, okay. Here we go. Come here. Right, we're going to do the real McCoy now. Right, this is going to be fun. Extruder's warming up. Yeah, I'm going to cut that cable tie off this thing because I just don't like it. It seems a bit tight. I want some slackness on here. I thought I'd got this position just right, but the thing hasn't moved on me, so I think I'll use an elastic band. It's so much less hassle. Well, I'll put them. I don't know where I'll put them. Right, we're doing the real tower now. Okay. It's lots of banking coming on. Because I can't thread it through anything, that's what it is. So, we're doing a real calibration tower. It's very thin, it's 0.4 millimetre thick walls on it, so it's a very fast print because my nozzle's 0.4 millimetres thick, so it doesn't take long to do. Those paper flags I put on there are pretty useless actually. straight? That is the question. Can't really see properly, but... Looks straight. I'll test it more when it's done. Well, it tends to warp as it's printing, you see, so it's handy to test it while it's in motion. It actually does appear to have a slight tilt on it, but it's not far off. Naturally, I want to get this as square as possible so that everything I print doesn't come out slanted, you know what I mean? It's another factor to take into consideration. We'll be changing things a little bit. I moved the frame a bit the other day. I did square it up with them bars, but them bars don't tell you everything. The truth is in the pudding, as they say, when you actually print something. So this little tower thing is drew it up in SketchUp. I drew it up simply for testing squareness, and it's easy to measure because it's small, but it tends to warp a bit as with the heat. And it depends on which direction the draft is coming from. If it's coming from the back or the front, it has a tendency to curl as you're printing it. That's the problem. So I have to take measurements while I'm printing it. I'm going to wait till the print head gets above the square, because my square is quite big. It's about, I don't know, 6 inches. I need to get at least 6 inches up before I can put it right up against it, really. And I can't get that close because there's, I put ABS slurry on the bed, so it would be on there. I can't rest it flat on the bed because of that slurry I put down, but yeah. I can get it close enough to get a rough idea. Actually, I've got my axis from the right. I can't get too close because it's crashing to the printer head. It's actually a little bad this way. If I put my square with the bed tool, it gets red hot. So I can't leave it on there. That's another thing I want to find out, because I've noticed that as I print taller prints, sometimes it seems to catch on the, it seems to start to knock the tower a little bit as it gets taller. Now, if that's the case, then I need to add a few more steps to my z-axis, don't I, to prevent it from knocking the objects over, because I've noticed that happens with when I print this wine bottle, this decorative wine bottle thing. It has a tendency to knock things over sometimes, and that could mean it wants 1 or 2 more steps per millimetre for the z-axis. we'll see how it goes anyway. I'm keeping a close eye on it to see if it actually starts to bump it. Just by putting that square on there, holding it near the tower, it seems to have created some little ripples around the tower, just like you get on a tree. So just by putting that square on there has affected it even. It certainly looks better than the previous tower I did. I did another tower before, but I gave that away to someone. I said that, well, they could use it as a pencil holder. But that one was kind of warped. It was leaning over to one side. It looked like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Well, this one certainly looks a lot straighter than that one did. Definitely a lot straighter so far. You see, if the z-axis goes out while you're printing it, and one side of the tower would be loose, the filament would be looser, and the other side would be tighter, and that would cause it to warp as well. Yeah, I told this guy that he could use it as a leaky pen holder, and he says, well, I usually throw away my leaky pens. Well, the point is you don't always know you've got a leaky pen until it leaks, do you? So it's always handy to keep it in a container, just in case it does leak. Otherwise you end up with ink in your pocket, and that's a nightmare to get out of your clothes. I have to put a clip on it as well, maybe. It looks straight so far. You know, because I've changed my settings to 165mm maximum height, I wonder if it'll stop earlier than it did last time. This is only 150mm tall anyway, so it should complete it all. reminds us we've got 6 minutes to go. And it's not bumping it. The thing is, the higher it gets, the more wobble you do get because the filament starts to drag it a little bit, I think. Because it gets flimsier as you get higher up. Well, it's not lost any steps, so I can see by the pulleys that we're still in sync. Wow, that is straight. Oh. Yeah, it's going off camera now. Oh, I'll see if I can adjust the camera just a tad. There's only a few minutes left though. Camera's cockeyed. I'll see if I can correct that. Right, so we're not far off. 15 seconds it says. Ooh, wow. Oh my god. It completed. Right, I want to see if we've got any. See how straight this is. I can't put the thing right next to it because there's some slurry stuff on the bed, so I'll have to come at it at an angle further back. So, right. Ooh, that's not far off. There's a slight tilt there, but I'm not sure if that's with warping or because of there'll be a draft coming on it, and there's a very slight tilt though to the left. To this side, so that way, but it's negligible. I can't really hardly tell. You can probably see that better on the camera actually. There is definitely a slight tilt on there. That means that this side of the bed needs to be slightly higher. Well, I should have to sort that out, maybe. Oh, I don't know if I can or not, because it's, you see, I riveted some washers, the steel bars run through the frame, and they're riveted to it, so I can't really move that. I don't think I can, unless I drill the rivets out and move it, then re-rivet it, I don't know. How else can I move that? Oh, the other way I could sort that out would be to move these slides. Oh, that's what I know of. I could move the top axis on the z-axis brackets. I could move them to this way a bit towards the right. Well, it's your left. I could move them that way, just touching the top bracket, so that this compensates for that lean. It's only a fraction now. It's not much. But I think it needs to be moved to the right about 1 millimetre or 2 millimetres. I could certainly do that. So that's that angle. And I'm recording this because obviously I need to know these errors so I can correct them, you see. And my square's getting red hot now. Now axis that way. You obviously see this on camera. Oh God, there is nothing wrong with that axis at all, I can tell. Well, maybe a little bit at the top. It might be very fractionally. I'm talking about, I can see lines through the top there. It's not even worth mentioning, it's so small. It's probably half a millimetre. Probably not even half a millimetre. I'm looking at the light, you see, going between the... I can't put it right up against this thing because of the slurry on the bed. I'm worried that if I start scraping the slurry on the bed that holds this thing, that this thing's going to move, and then obviously the whole measurement is completely a waste of time then. I'm not going to get a good measurement if I move it. I should have put less slurry down, I think. I can't bring this right close because I've got my border down there embedded in it. It's really not that bad at all. Let's put a sheet of paper behind it so you can see. I'll just get as close there. You see what I mean? It's not bad. We're talking about a lean of probably a millimetre or 2 millimetres between the top and the bottom. Right. It's not bad at all. It's starting to I noticed the top started to curl a bit. I don't know why that is. It might be the acetone in this stuff on the bed, I don't know. As it cools, it's going to move. Yeah, I'm not complaining, that's pretty good. Actually, I don't think there is a problem with the axis going with the x-axis. The lean on it'll be the y-axis, won't it? Because if I'm looking at the square from the left, then that's the y-axis. Yeah, well, I can't see the problem there. It's worth talking about, to be honest. It's really not measurable. It's not that. I could make things a damn sight worse if I start playing about with bolts and moving things. I'm probably just going to leave it. I let this cool because if I try to pull that tower off there while it's hot, it's probably going to split. So it'll come off much more easy when it's cooled down. So yeah. Right. So I'll end the stream now. I'll get back to the XY square problem later. Now I've got the Z-axis sorted out. This tape has just unravelled itself off silver tape, actually it is. It's supposed to be heat proof. I do want to stick to that those rotary things at all. Mind you, I've got grease on them. So, right. I'm going to move that. I hope not. I'll pull the tape. Well, I'll just Z down -1. Oh, it's still synced. That's good. Might as well stick this on there because it's heat-proof fiberglass tape. This is. Makes sense to put it on there to hold that Captain tape. And the Captain tape's coming up actually. It's not very good. Chinese stuff. Alright, so when I hold the Z, it shouldn't look. I can hold the Z without knocking the tower over anyway, so. I'll do that and just make sure everything's still in step as well when I finish. I'm going to kill the stream in a second because I'm done. Well, they both appear to be still in sync, which is great news. Haziz is finally in sync. I don't think I can check the thing while I've got this on here. Well, I can try and check it from the back. The bed's still kind of warm. Move this forward a bit, just don't want to knock my towel over yet. Well, that's touching that left side. And it's touching the right side, yay! So we haven't lost any steps. So it's touching the right. And it's touching the left. So that's good. Right, so we haven't lost it now. I wonder if I can get this off now. Actually, I'll leave it on to completely cold. I want to see if it moves. I want to see if it tilts or moves or twists or anything. But I can put pencils in there, you see. Or pens. Yeah, this is my favourite pen my mum gave me, so that goes in. Oops, now I've done it. How the heck do I get that out of there? Hang on. Right, here we go. Magnet. Yeah. That is stuck down pretty well actually, it doesn't want to come off yet. That is really stuck down well. The bed's still at 55, so when it's cold that should pop off easy. Oh well. That's it for now. And I'll be going back to looking at the y-axis issue. If that becomes a problem, I'll probably have to print another test square on there and see what difference that has made, just reducing the acceleration on the z. I don't think it will make any difference, to be honest, but it might help a bit for taller prints. That's the main thing, because obviously when you print it, if I'm printing something that's 5mm tall or 10mm tall and the z-axis was getting out of alignment, then I'm going to have more compression on the filament on the left side than I have on the right, because the right was accelerating faster and coming up higher, which meant the filament was stretched out more on the right, which also means that the object being printed would be fatter on the left side and thinner on the right, because the filament was less compressed on the right because it was moving faster than the left. And that would add possibly a few tenths of a millimetre to something. So it would obviously throw my measurements out on my y-axis as my z-axis as it raised up, because the print head would be lower on the left than the right. So that would, if you get what I'm saying, would cause compression on the filament as it's been laid out on more on the left. So it would measure wider on the left than the right. So that's what I was thinking about. That is the main reason I was doing this alignment on the z-axis, because if you've got more compression on your filament, it's going to be fatter, isn't it? That's obviously one of the biggest problems, isn't it, when you've got this issue. Anyway, that's it for now.